has just been quite a journey. Lots of secular clients, ABC, CBS. I worked on The Amazing Race for CBS, Travel Channel, Discovery Channel, A&E, PBS, History Channel, Animal Planet, which is a lot of fun as well. Never worked with animals, but these were good animals. And then in the last little bit here, I've done a lot, last 20 years, I've done a lot of teaching media across the world. This is my giving back and pouring what I know, Isaac, into young creatives and young filmmakers that are aspiring, but they just need some direction. And, you know, they might have gone to film school, but a lot of them haven't. The overseas people, a lot of them, Isaac, have not been to a film school. And so they're trying to grab as much information and training as they possibly can. And that is primarily what my lovely wife, Rebecca, mi esposa latina, mi amor para siempre, what we do together. And we're based in northern France and travel the world from here. And we've been here about 3 years, and we go just about everywhere. So God has switched our calling to teaching and giving out. Before I created, and now I teach.
Engaging celebrity interviews. Exciting updates from Christian filmmakers. Movie reviews so you can choose your movies wisely. And so much more here on Faith on Film with Isaac Hernandez and Holly McClure.
Welcome to this week's episode of Faith on Film. Thank you for joining me today. I am your host, Isaac Hernandez, and as you can see, I'm flying solo today. That's because my co-host, Holly McClure, is on her way to Israel on a very important assignment. She'll be there for a week, but when she returns, she will have a terrific report on her trip and will have some wonderful interviews that I am sure you will enjoy. Now, there is one very specific and important interview that I am hoping she will secure, but I don't want to say who that might be just in case she's not able to land it. I don't know. Maybe you can guess who that might be. Israel, very important. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. Now, that does not mean that today's show is not a great show that I have for you. To get this show started, I have an interview with a longtime friend of mine. I have known Craig Forrest for many, many years and had the opportunity to work with him for several years at Trinity Broadcasting Network. Craig is a veteran television producer, director, and writer with extensive experience in overseas documentary production. Considerable field experience shooting and directing in Africa, Asia, Europe, the Middle East, New Zealand, and Latin America. His international assignments and travel have taken him to 151 countries, flying him nearly 3 million miles and 15 times around the world. Now, he is here today to talk about his new book, Night Train to Cairo, a filmmaker's journey across the globe. Hello, Craig. Welcome to Faith on Film.
Hi, Isaac. Boy, it's been a while since we've seen each other. I think we bumped into each other at NRB and probably in DC or Nashville one time, and also in Miami at Expolite. So it's been a while, and thanks for having me on your program.
Oh, you bet. You know, you and I have actually known each other for quite a few years, way back in our days at TBN.
Right.
So
I was there in 1981 and 82.
Yeah.
And you were in programming, and I've worked with, I think, brothers of yours and all kinds of different people. Yeah, we go way back, and it's fun watching your career and where you've gone.
Thank you. Well, my career doesn't matter. What we want to know about today is your career. Tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of your journey as a filmmaker.
Sure. I started out at PTL Television as a junior promo producer back right out of college. And then they moved me up to a writer, actually, moved me up to producer. There was nobody else not enough people in the department, did network promos, worked at Trinity Broadcasting with you in Southern California, was there for about a year and a half and did live directing and production management. I did production coordinator, paid all the bills and ordered the tape and paid for the helicopter, all that kind of stuff. Went to World Vision for 4 years. They sent me all over the world to shoot projects. I really learned how to shoot camera, how to direct single camera projects and stories. Went on my own for about 20 years. And in the 90s, and shot all over the world. I've shot in 111 countries. I've traveled to 161 countries. And it has just been quite a journey. Lots of secular clients, ABC, CBS. I worked on The Amazing Race for CBS, Travel Channel, Discovery Channel, A&E, PBS, History Channel, Animal Planet, which is a lot of fun as well. Never worked with animals, but these were good animals. And then in the last little bit here, I've done a lot, last 20 years, I've done a lot of teaching media across the world. This is my giving back and pouring what I know, Isaac, into young creatives and young filmmakers that are aspiring, but they just need some direction. And, they might have gone to film school, but a lot of them haven't. The overseas people, a lot of them, Isaac, have not been to a film school. And so they're trying to grab as much information and training as they possibly can. And that is primarily what my lovely wife, Rebecca, mi esposa latina, mi amor para siempre, what we do together. And we're based in northern France and travel the world from here. And we've been here about 3 years, and we go just about everywhere. So God has switched our calling to teaching and giving out. Before I created, and now I teach.
You mentioned all these kids that have never gone to film school or TV production school or something. I'm one of those guys, actually. I never really went to college for television. I knew that I wanted to be involved in television since I was 11 when I first set foot in a television studio, and I just felt like, wow, this is what I want to do. Sure. To be honest with you, I didn't realize it then, but I believe now that was God putting that in my heart, because this is the journey that he wanted me to take. But my schooling, other than some little bit of training in high school, my schooling really was at TVN.
Sure.
That's where I really got my hands-on training, if you will. Now
that was a great place. We would both agree, Isaac. It's one thing to have book knowledge, but it's another thing, as we both know, having worked on hundreds of shows, and a lot of them were live, and that's a whole nother baby.
Yes.
There's nothing like practical experience, and you either learn on the job and they throw you in the deep end and you swim, or you don't swim and you go, I want out of this swimming pool. But we both stayed in the pool.
Yes. And you know what? Actually, I got a job in Hollywood one time. I worked there for 1 year. When PAX TV first launched.
Sure.
And what got me the job is they needed a director, but they wanted somebody that could also TD. And in Hollywood, two separate jobs. You got the director, right. You got the technical director who pushes the buttons. Well, yeah. At TVN, they had us do both things because they didn't want to hire new people. And so I was able to do that. And that actually is what got me the job. They're like, oh, good, you're a director that can technical direct. You're hired. Yeah. And it was a wonderful experience.
I understand.
You did, I was going to ask you a personal question. I was going to ask you about, did you do all this traveling? Were you married at the time? But you kind of answered it because you said she travels with you pretty much everywhere you go, doesn't she?
Well, I have to bring up that I was married before, and it just didn't work out in the end. And I have two wonderful kids that, as they were growing up, I had all these frequent flyer miles, Isaac, and I just would splurge it on taking them to London or Paris or wherever it might be. And then I was single in the 90s. I was single for 11 years and really traveled because, it was just me. Give me an airplane ticket, send me out. I'll get you the footage. I'll get you the stories. I've done over 250 overseas assignments, 250. And about 22 years ago, through, thank you, eharmony.com, I met the most wonderful Puerto Rican woman named Rebecca, and she loved to travel and go, oh, we'd have things in common. And about a year after meeting, we got married and went to Paris, went to France and Italy on the honeymoon, and we have been together almost 22 years, and we're not gonna stop traveling anytime soon.
That's wonderful. By the way, my wife is Puerto Rican.
Oh, you married well.
I married well, very well, yes. And you know what's funny?
You'll never starve.
Oh my goodness, no. In fact, I need to get on a little bit of a diet. But anyway, that's a story for another day.
Sir.
See, now I lost my track with that. I'm thinking of pasteles right now. Anyway,
Tostones.
tosto. I love those things. People are wondering, what are they talking about?
Yeah, look it up, guys.
Yes, tostones and pasteles and arroz con gandules. So you wrote this book,
Yep.
Craig D. Forrest, Night Train to Cairo, which, of course, in this book, you journal a lot of your travels that you did over the years. What do you what do you expect people to get from this book? What's the reason you wrote it?
Oh, hopefully it's a fascinating book about a filmmaker that got tossed and flung across the world with all of these assignments, some dangerous assignments, stories on voodoo and sex trafficking that I covered, miracles, demonic possession. There's a lot of fun stuff, though. It's not all the dark side. Don't pick up the book. Don't shun the book because it has dark issues. And I really do talk about how, as a Christian, as a person of faith, a faith-based filmmaker, how I dealt with these difficult assignments and such. Dealt with politics, sports, a whole buffet of stories. If there was a good story and there was a budget to send me, just give me the ticket or tell me. A lot of times I say, I need you to be in Russia by next Monday. Oh, one time I want you to be in Turkey by next Monday and meet up with the missionary, and you're going to Iraq during the Iraq War.
Oh my God.
I got an email on a Tuesday and say, go to Turkey by Monday, and I scrambled to put it together. So there's a lot of great stories in there. It's about 320 pages. I methodically put it together. Hopefully it's good creative writing that's interesting to read. I really worked hard on that to get a tone and a style that's interesting. And it's just a filmmaker's journey. Like it says, it's a filmmaker's journey across the globe.
And so what do you hope readers get out of it? I mean, is it just good reading, or is it something that you're hoping maybe, I don't know, something inspires them to follow your footsteps?
Yeah. You know what? I think there's a two-part answer to that. It's a good question. Great question. I think that for the average person that likes to read and likes travel, they will just love the travel tales. They will love the assignments, the stories, the mistakes, the good things, the successes, the difficult things of how I had to battle through different religions and things that came along the way, the monkey wrench in the machinery, the speed bumps along the road. But the other part of it, I think, Isaac, is that there are a lot of young filmmakers that aspire, that want to do documentary shooting and filmmaking, and nonfiction and documentaries have never been more popular than they are now. You just pick up your camera and a little tripod and you can go shoot in a backpack, and you can go to the temple and come back with footage. Yeah. So for all the young ones out there, young, whatever young is, for the aspiring filmmakers and creators, I think there are a lot of lessons learned on the road that you would learn, hello, redundant, that you would grasp and draw from in this book that would be instructional to you and motivating to you and hopefully inspirational to you if you're a person of faith.
All righty. Well, I got to admit, there's a chapter there on TBN, on your time at TBN, and I'm not going to say anything about it. You all have to get the book to find out what it is that he has to say about that.
And I had to leave a few names out of there. I'd get in trouble. So there you go.
Now, where can people get the book?
Oh, thank you. It's easy to find it on Amazon. You can go to Amazon, type in Night Train to Cairo or Craig D. Forrest, Forrest, Night Train to Cairo. It'll come up. There's a hardcover. I've never done a hardcover book, but I have a friend, Jimmy Hodson, asked for a hardcover of it as well. Yay, Jimmy. And there's a paperback is the most popular, but there's also Kindle. And then there's a lot of ebooks that are available. The number 2 ebook seller is Apple. So you can find the ebook in Apple iStore as well. And that's, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, all these other groups as well, but they only sell about 5%. And Amazon is the big dog, and Apple will be little dog.
All right. And how about following you? How can they best follow you, and who? What else you're doing?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, if you want to see my professional site, it's craigforrest.com. Craig, CraigForrest. That's all, professional directing site. But if you want to follow our ministry and see the schedule where we're going, and it never hurts, we can always use donations for our travel.
Sure.
And such. Go to matchstickmedia.org. Matchstick, just like striking a match, matchstickmedia.org. And you can find me at Craig@matchstickmedia.org. But would be happy. And also on the social media sites, Isaac, it's almost everything is Craig D. Forrest.
Okay.
Instagram and such. And all those. So I love Instagram, so you can find me easily on Instagram at Craig D. Forrest.
All right. Well, Craig, thank you so much. It's great seeing you again, by the way, after so many years.
Absolutely. You're in my family is from Texas, so I'm glad to see you back in Texas. They're from San Angelo, where they invented perspiration. So it's great to see you that you're in Texas now.
I love it here. All right, man. Well, again, thank you so much for taking time to spend a few minutes with us.
What a blessing. Thank you, Isaac. Appreciate the invite.
You bet, folks. We'll be back after this messages.
What do we have to gain?
Pretty much everything.
I have loved you every day, every hour, every minute, every second ever since.
We don't always get what we want, but we always get what we need. We're connected, all of us.
If you're looking for a movie with nostalgic charm and a great message, you got to see Jesus Freaks. It is based on a true story about love, faith, and the power of the Holy Spirit that rocked the world 50 years ago during the Jesus Revolution. Written and directed by Nina May, it features Sam and Kevin Sorbo. It is available at JesusFreaksMovie.com and Amazon Prime. I'm telling you, you're gonna love this movie. Get it today at JesusFreaksMovie.com or Amazon. Welcome back. I hope you're enjoying the show so far, but it is not over yet. You see, I recently had the opportunity to preview a wonderful Christmas movie called Merv. Yep, small title, but big movie. Merv is an American romantic comedy film produced by Roma Downey, directed by Jessica Swale, and written by Dane Clark and Lindsay Stewart. It stars Charlie Cox and Zooey Deschanel, who play a recently separated couple that take their shared dog on a holiday trip to cheer him up. You see, the dog has been very depressed since they broke up, but on this shared holiday trip to a dog resort at the beach, they end up reconnecting romantically. I want you to take a look at the trailer, and then I will have my personal review of the movie Merv.
Okay, Merv, I have something to tell you. The thing is, me and Russ broke up. You're gonna be okay.
You've been a miserable drip lately.
No, I haven't. Really enjoying being by myself right now. I'll see you next week. I love you, bud.
Merv, are you okay?
Don't want to play fetch. Don't want cuddles.
Dogs are very sensitive to anything that throws their routine, like a breakup.
You think Merv is depressed because we broke up? He needs to find his lust for life again.
Aww.
We're going on a boys' trip.
Where?
To a dog beach in Florida. High five.
He hates beaches.
No, you hate beaches. Come on, bud, cheer up. We got so many cool things to do. Oh, no. What are you doing here? You've turned up dressed like some weird lady spy.
We both know he's happiest when we're all hanging out together.
I don't know that.
It's just a week. How hard can it be?
Do you always go on vacation with your ex?
We're kind of doing this cheer-up trip.
I just want to be someone.
You still have feelings for him?
We're just two people who share a dog.
You share a dog. It's a red flag.
You look sad. Well, I hate to break it to you, but you can barely see.
I don't need to see it, honey. I can feel it.
I just wanna be somebody to someone. Oh, I wanna be somebody to someone. Oh, I never had nobody and no road home.
I think I still have feelings for Russ.
Anna,
You're perfect together. Maybe Merv could stay in my room tonight?
Oh, no, sorry, Sally's just falling asleep. I'm sleepwalking.
I don't think that's a thing. Merv wants to communicate. This could be a window into his trauma.
What's he saying?
hello, everybody.
Oh, Merv's a Victorian street urchin.
You know, when I sat down to watch Merv, I honestly wasn't expecting much more than a cute, simple rom-com. You know the kind, a couple, a dog, a breakup, some lighthearted chaos. But what surprised me almost immediately was how much heart this film carries behind its quirky premise. Yes, it really is about a dog who gets depressed after his owner split up.
You think Merv is depressed because we broke up?
But it's also about the quiet ways people break, heal, and find their way back to each other. From the beginning, Zooey Deschanel and Charlie Cox feel like a couple with real history, not just rom-com chemistry, but the kind of unspoken weight people carry when they loved deeply and lost something important. I found myself watching their body language as much as their lines. The way he hesitates before getting in the car, the way she avoids eye contact, the little laughs that sound more like old memories waking up than jokes. Those details made the relationship feel believable and a lot more layered than I expected. And then there's Merv, the dog, at the center of all of this. What I loved most is that the filmmakers didn't treat him like a prop or a gimmick. He's not just the cute dog that triggers a couple of plot points. He's woven into the emotional core of the film. The moment they realize he's withdrawing, not eating, not playing, it hits harder than you'd think. Because anyone who has ever loved a pet knows exactly what that feels like. Pets don't just fill space, they fill seasons of your life. They witness your best days and your worst moments. And sometimes, like in this story, they sense heartbreak before you even fully acknowledge it. The road trip to Florida, meant to help Merv recharge, is where the movie really begins to breathe.
Come on, bud, cheer up. We got so many cool things to do. Oh, no.
It's warm, slow, and intentional. You can feel the awkwardness of being stuck with someone you once loved and aren't sure you're ready to forgive. But the film treats those moments gently. A shared snack, a quiet song in the car, a walk on the beach where neither person says what they really are thinking. It is in these in-between scenes that Merv really becomes more than a romantic comedy. It becomes a story about two people remembering how to see each other again. What struck me most personally was how the movie handles second chances, not in a fairy tale way where everything magically fixes itself, but in the subtle, realistic way relationships actually heal. There is a messy honesty to it. They talk over each other, they misunderstand one another, they carry old wounds that haven't fully closed. And yet, there's hope underneath it all. Not loud, not dramatic, but steady. Sometimes healing looks more like showing up than sweeping gestures. The supporting characters bring in bursts of humor and grounding, but the movie never drifts too far from its emotional center. And visually, it's a warm film. Soft lighting, gentle colors, wide shots that let you sit with the characters instead of being pushed from scene to scene. It gives the story room to breathe, which makes the emotional payoff feel earned rather than rushed. By the time the story reaches its final act, I realized something. Merv isn't really about a dog getting depressed. It's about how often we miss what's right in front of us, the people we love, the things we took for granted, the small warning signs in our relationships, until something forces us to look again. Sometimes that something is heartbreak. Sometimes it's loneliness. And sometimes, yes, it's a dog who just wants his family back. Now, when the credits rolled, I had this warm, full feeling, the kind that you get from a movie that didn't try to overwhelm you, but quietly reminded you of something important. Love is worth fighting for, even the messy kind, especially the messy kind. And honestly, that's what made Merv stick with me. Not the laughs, though there are plenty of those. Not even the cute dog moments, but the reminder that relationships don't fall apart overnight, and they don't mend overnight either. It takes honesty, humility, and sometimes one good reason to try again. In this story, that reason just happens to have 4 legs, big eyes, and a whole lot of heart. I highly recommend Merv, which is coming to Amazon Prime on December 10th. That's on Amazon Prime on December 10th. Well, we'll be right back after this message from one of our sponsors.
What makes Capernaum Studios different from other movie studios? We believe in empowering filmmakers to make stories that matter, inspire, uplift, and transform lives. From historically authentic sets to state-of-the-art, fully equipped sound stages, we offer immersive LED and green screen stages, ICVFX virtual production, period to modern sets, a first-century village featured in The Chosen, and much more. We provide everything filmmakers need to focus on what matters in making their vision a reality, producing meaningful content affordably without compromising creativity. Discovering what's possible when creativity meets purpose. Capernaum Studios, empowering filmmakers to make dreams a reality.
Well, that completes this week's show. I sure hope you enjoyed my interview with Craig Forrest. Remember to look for his book, Night Train to Cairo, available on Amazon. And also look for the movie Merv on Amazon Prime starting December 10th. It is a wonderful Christmas movie. Over the next few weeks, we will be bringing you information on more Christmas movies for your entire family to watch. I also want to invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X at Faith on Film TV. That's at Faith on Film TV. Especially Facebook, though, where we post every week when we release a new show. And of course, make sure and visit our website, faithonfilmtv.com. That's faithonfilmtv.com. There you will find more information about the show, as well as Holly and myself. You can also find links to all our past shows and information on how you can help us continue producing these shows to keep you informed on what is happening in the world of faith-based entertainment. Well, that does it for today. Until next week, take care.
Write to us at faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. That's faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Faith on Film TV. Also, go to our YouTube channel, Faith on Film TV, and hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications on our latest Faith on Film shows.